So the homie Omen's in the building. Now, when I did the pre-introduction earlier, we said from Memphis Bleek to Drake and many in between. I didn't mean that in a class category. What I meant that is your career started with the early Roc-A-Fella days, and you worked with a Mill on a lot of records that I enjoyed.
Shout out to a Mill too. She's still out there.
Discuss the early days of Roc-A-Fella. How you get involved with that? Because I'm sure your relationship with Just Blaze stems from that.
Yeah, but a friend of mine was a DJ. He grew up with G. Roberson.
Okay.
And basically he heard my beats and he was like, "Oh, this kid is talented." And he just took me under the wing to manage me. And then he moved up to A&R at Roc-A-Fella. And then I was in that whole, you know, G, hip hop. You know what I mean? It was me, Just, and then Ye.
Now looking at it in perspective, that sounds like humble beginnings to any producer.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what hip hop and G, what they were doing at that very moment, and shout out to Lenny S.
Yeah.
And that whole team, it was a very small label. It wasn't anything that it is known to be now.
Yeah, it was just like they felt what producers had, and they're like, all right, we got these lanes to these artists, so we're gonna put a little management together, do this, do that. You know, they had upcoming artists too, like Billy Bathgate, and Draft Picks with Joel Santana was on that, and I worked with him too. So a lot of artists that came up from little beginnings too.
How long was your stint with the Roc? Were you around for some of the demise also?
No, I was there pretty much from, I would say, '97, late '97 to about 2000.
Wow, so you were there for some good years.
Yeah, it was just like, basically I was just there, like, you know, trying to just get my feet in where I had to. You know what I mean? Like, submitting for Bleak, more projects for Bleak. When Beanie first came on, submitting for that. The Paper Soldiers score that I did for them.
Yes, classic film.
Yeah, it was crazy.
There was no police officers in the whole movie.
Yeah, I didn't know it was.
Yeah, there really wasn't any
It was
cops.
based in Jersey too.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that film would be like a cult classic.
And it is. It really is.
It's real.
Shut It Down, the second version, the finished version.
Right.
The breakdown of that record. Did you have more to do with that than I'd like to believe?
Basically,
because I know it was a collabo with 40.
Yeah, me and 40 did a track. Basically, I first started the track, and then 40 took it. He heard something different. He's like, "Yo, let me do this with it."
This is Noah, Drake's engineer and producer.
Yeah. So I heard what he did to it, and then it sounded crazy. So I was like, "Yo, what's wrong with that?" He was like, "Yo, Drake working on the album. I'm taking it to him right now." Drake heard it for the first time. He said, "I got it. It's called Shut It Down." Like, he had the song in his head.
But structurally, the song dips, goes completely out,
right,
and then it comes back with an extra verse from The Dream, and then a closing verse from Drake.
Yeah, 40 is like, he's like a alchemist. Like, he's a scientist with sounds. So he knew the feel of how to make that song be real emotional, you know. And I went to the strip club and the DJ played it, and I was like, wow, these women are moving crazy to this beat.
Now your career has evolved, and you've worked with everybody between Ludacris, Memphis Bleak, Mill, a lot of I would say blog artists that have turned into more mainstream artists now.
Yeah.
But I wanted to discuss your project that you just released.
Oh yeah, the Black Hero theme music.
Now for me, you would think someone at your stature would be working with higher profile named artists, but I think the the 70s theme that you had for the album worked well with the artists that you worked with.
Yeah.
You had Smoke Diz on the project. You had Diggy, Mickey Fax,
Pill, GLC, Pill and GLC.
What was the perspective for that project, and how did those? I don't even think they were described as features on the project. They were like vocal participation.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that project pretty much, it came along because I have a team called Elaborate Music Orchestra.
EMO.
So yeah, shout out to the EMO, you know, Audio Black, Incredible Stro. But basically, yeah, I was like, yo, I need to, like, I'm a producer. I'm tired of like trying to get placements and put beats with these artists. I'm like, yo, if they're doing mixtapes and using my tracks or wanting to use the tracks, why not me just put out my own project? So that's what I did, and I got favors and swap beats or, you know, artists, they rock with me, so they're like, yo, you know, whatever you need, I got you. So I didn't want to go and search everywhere. I want to have a core bunch of artists to rock with. So, you know, I got Ashton Travis, Nicholas F. So you're gonna hear them on numerous songs because I didn't want to have like a whole slew of artists and it's no like cohesiveness, you know what I mean? So yeah, basically the sound, I was like, yo, me go 70s, but add a little new, you know, vibe to it, you know, so it's bouncy, it's not too dated, you know what I mean?
I mean, it seems like you got a good response.
Yeah. What is it that drew you to go for the 70s sound? I mean, what do you like about the 70s? Some of your favorite artists, maybe?
I was born in the 70s.
Yeah, of course, but you know what I mean? That doesn't necessarily mean you like to go to that music.
There were a lot of black heroes back then.
That too, yeah. But I just think, you know, I wanted to bring the soul back because, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I heard a lot of synth beats and trap beats, and I wanted to bring back a little bit of the essence of hip hop, you know what I mean? So I put some R&B on there, R&B soul. Like I added a little bit of everything, you know, and I still had like some real trail stuff on there, but you know, just the sound I would put with it, you know what I mean?
Now the project that's out, where can it be downloaded primarily? I know you can go anywhere and Google it, but
I mean, you can find it anywhere online.
Black Hero theme music,
you know,
with a Z.
You know, you could check it out anywhere. DJ Booth, what else? Live mixtapes. I mean, yeah, pretty much you go anywhere.
The confusion between Omen that works with J.Cole and you, producer. So I seen a couple, like this one kid in defense of your credibility, and then another dude that obviously was a fan of J.Cole arguing. So I thought it was pretty dope, but I'm sure that confusion happens often for you.
You know, the last couple years, it's been like that. But that's the thing, to stay, I just gotta keep putting out projects. I mean, I've been in the game a little longer, so I can't really do anything to change it. So I just have to stay for, you know, what I'm doing. You know, as a producer, like he's more of a rapper.
Yeah, well, we've had him up here, and he is turning he's been in the corner for rap as well. Right. And I think the last time he was up here at Rutgers, he performed with J.Cole, and he actually came on and performed the set as well. Okay. So you're not going to rap anytime soon?
Not at all.
So Omen, the producer, that will never change?
Nah. But the thing is, like I said, it's just confusing because we're like kind of in the same camps a little too.
Oh, really?
So then you know what? You gotta just do an Omen and Omen.
And then put it on D.Omen, right?
There you go. There you go. Just triple up. Don't fight it. Triple up.
Cause I mean, I'm trying to get a read. As a journalist, you want to get a read, and I'm like, damn, he just seems like, we talked about Luda, Drake, Angel Hayes, and it's the same response. Like,
yeah.
They cool. They in the studio.
I just feel like I treat everyone just like how I treat myself, you know what I mean? So I'm just chill with everybody, you know? I'm not the type of dude like, oh, I'm working with this person. Oh, I ain't gonna really blast it and go crazy.
You don't want the whole who fly and making all...
Yeah, I just wanna, you know, make good music and enjoy life, you know? They wanna do the same thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
So it's like, you know, I like to stay relevant in the music game, you gotta stay where the bottom is. I never really go to the top too much. Like, I know the artists at the top too, and I try to stay relevant and work with them because you got to keep your checks, you got to keep the lights on, but you got to stay at the bottom where everyone is coming up at.